Big Al.
Ryan. Is that you?
It's me.
We did it.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I'm showing wired for sound on my end on the computer, but hey, it's not working. So I tried my phone, and here we are.
Here we are. We're gonna make it work one way or another, brother.
We're running a little behind.
So that's all right. I'll send you a bill.
That's right.
You guys ready to have some fun?
Heck yeah.
All right. Let me open the show and I'll get right to you. All right.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to No Cover TV's podcast. That's right. I'm your host, Big Al. And that's right. I take that original, local, and national music and I just smack you upside the face with it because you need to hear it, ladies and gentlemen out there. There is some amazing music out there of all genres and all age groups. It's amazing. It's amazing. And the platforms, there's just a lot of music out there. So please check it out and do me a favor. Turn the radio off once in a while. Stick your head out the window and listen. Because there's a band on every block, every other door down. There's a singer-songwriter. Listen, because there's some cool stuff out there. Please do that for me. I would appreciate it. Bands, artists, get a hold of me if you want to get on the podcast. You know how to do that. You can do it on Facebook, the No Cover TV page, or you can hit me up, Al Brady, or you can go to Instagram, No Cover TV1, or Jeepers616, or you can even email me at nocovertv@yahoo.com. I think that's enough ways. Or I'll find you. One of these ways, we will do this. I want to thank our sponsor, Written Music store out of Grand Rapids in Holland, Michigan. They are supporting the show all the way in original music. Go to the store, pick up one of the No Cover TV guitar picks for 50 cents. That is your 10% coupon off any accessories in the store. And if you just go in and mention No Cover TV or Big Al, you're going to get 10% off accessories. Now, you got to kind of probably sweet talk them if you want gear or something like that, guitars or drums, but something might happen. Yes, gotta love it, gotta love it. We've got a really great show, fun show. I think I've got trouble in the house also. We're gonna have a good time today with this band in the house. Oh yes, Ryz N Soulz is in the house from Florida. How you doing, guys? Ryan, you with me? Ryan? I might have lost him. Where'd you go, guys? Ryan.
Are we there?
Are you here? Are you with me?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay. Kind of lagging there. Gotta love tech issues. Gotta love
it. Living outside of a small town, internet.
Well, that can do it right there. So we've got Ryan. You're a vocalist and bass player.
Yes.
And then we've got Tim in the house, who's a guitar player.
That's me.
That's you. And then, of course, we have George, who's on the drums.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. We've got to all talk about each things. You guys kick ass, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You do. Really do. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing and hearing and everything. And I just kind of want to jump on the stage and join you. You're having a good time.
Go. I'll put you in a bikini.
Right. Now, I like how you put it, Ryan, when you sent me a message. You said, I've got an Indiana farm boy, a Cuban, a Russian, and Big Al in the house.
That's right.
That's a hell of a combination.
Conceived at Daytona Beach during bike week and happened to be born on a farm in Indiana.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how's everything going with you guys down in Florida?
Doing well. Got shows coming up. We're all over the state of Florida. A lot of East Coast, down south, middle of Florida. Kind of get all around.
Good deal. We're going to talk about that. We got a lot to talk about. But first, what I like to do with my artists, and if you don't know that, is we're going to go on time capsule, guys, each of you. Since there's three of you, I get to pick on each of you. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see what I want to pick on.
Quiet.
No things here.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to hit you up first, Ryan. Okay, let's jump on that time capsule. Let's get back to when you were 15 years old. I want to know what you were listening to. You hear me, Ryan? We have little tech issues sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. Internet problems sometimes. Ryan, you with me? Anybody with me? Hello. Well, we got Ryz N Soulz in the house. Hopefully, I'll hear from Ryan. But we're going to old school this. Yeah, I think we should old school this. Can you hear me, Ryan? If you can hear me, just go ahead. Hey, there you are.
There he is.
There we are. Okay, we're lagging a little bit. So
sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. We can continue this way, or we can old school it, where I just call you and we speakerphone it. We have no issues.
I think I got it managed now.
Okay, that's great.
We might be all right. If not, we'll go old school.
All right, well, let's continue. Let's see what happens.
Back at 15 years old.
15 years old. That's right. Way back. What were you listening to? What was on that record player?
Well, I actually did have records, and a lot of Skinner, had Hank. I grew up in a family band, and my brothers are 13 years older than I am, so they grew up in the 80s. So I got hit with all that 80s and the blues, and Dad was he was a picker, and he sang old country stuff.
Oh, nice. It's cool to have the whole family involved in the music. Definitely.
Dad got us all playing, yeah.
Yeah. So what age did you decide to pick up an instrument, and which was the first instrument you picked up?
I believe I was probably I was a little kid, and I had one of those little toy guitar, like a first act.
Yeah.
Started off with that. Probably around 6 years old. And by the time I was 10, I was already, I was figuring out my chords and being able to play acoustic. And my brothers and my dad come back from a show, and their bass player decided to do T for Texas until he fell off the chair at the show. They come back and handed the bass to me, and my brother Tom showed me just the basics of down, 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 and a little blues run. And say go from there.
Yeah, and you haven't stopped.
We didn't stop.
So
we actually played all around through Indiana, Ohio, with my brothers. My one brother, Tom Martin, he's Tom Martin Band.
Nice.
He still goes out and plays a little bit here and there, but he's a rhythm guitar and lead singer of the band, and I sang backups and played bass, and our other brother Rob, he was a drummer. So
that's great. Now let me ask you, you got all you brothers playing out there. Was there any conflict with any of you? Sometimes I know brothers, we can all
oh no, we never threw down on the third set of the third song or the third verse of Red House or anything in Greenfield and the uppity. No, we never done nothing like that.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what you're insinuating.
No, not at all. So you stuck with the bass guitar.
Good time. Yeah, we all laugh about it now. It was, yeah.
You gotta laugh or you're gonna cry. One of the two.
Right.
Exactly. So you love playing the bass. Now I see you got some different styles. There's 3 styles. You slap, you pick, or you strumming it, and you're doing all 3 of them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you notice that.
Oh, okay, yes, I definitely noticed that. And I take my bass players and drummers and put you guys on separate planets because you're a little different a little different. That's why you kick ass.
Right. Yeah. I got a Cuban drummer, so he's got a Babaluit back there. We've been together 3.5 years, almost 4 years now going on.
Wow, that's beautiful. 4 years. That's sweet, guys. Sweet. All right. Well, I picked on you just a little bit, Ryan. Let's just throw it to the drummer. George.
Come on, George.
George.
How you doing, Al?
Good, brother. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good.
Good. All right. Well, let's bring you back to 15. What are you listening to?
Oh, hell. That's a long time ago. Probably back then, maybe little Miami Sound Machine. I lived down in Miami for most of my years.
Ah,
Little
really?
Sound Machine, Gloria Stefan, before she was Gloria Stefan.
Definitely.
And, of course, my American side, listen to Three Dog Night, Doobie Brothers. And I grew up with the Spanish influence of Willie Chirino down south in South Florida. And got a little Spanish in me.
Nice,
and but I gravitated a little bit towards rock since I was here anyway. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what made you pick up the sticks and go pounding on the drums?
I actually started fumbling with the guitar just like Ryan. I strum chords nowhere near proficiency where our guitar player or anybody out there. Just strum chords and sang the song, Three Dog Night, whatnot. And about 25 years ago, I sat down on our drummer's kit, my cousin there, and fell in love with the drums. I played a little conga, being Cuban. I played a little conga and whatnot back in the day. But the drums I fell in love with about 25 years ago. And I still play guitar, but no, I'm a drummer.
He played congas at the port when the cruise ship come in.
There you go.
That's how I made my money. That's how I made my money.
Got a busket on the cruise ships.
Hey, give me gas money.
He's a retired Miami police officer too.
Are you really? Well, thank you for your
I did 25 down in Miami.
25 down in Miami. Oh, what a beat. Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
Well, that's why I kind of put my music aside. I wanted to, because I don't think a lot of people made me rich doing weekend gigs, that's for sure.
No.
And I really do my career first.
Yeah, I got you. Definitely. But you love what you're doing now. I see that. Now, what I noticed with you, a 3-piece and a snare and a couple of cymbals. What's up with that? You're making it all, you're filling it out fully like it's a full 5, to 8-piece kit. I mean, unbelievable.
Tell you what, you drive down from Michigan, help me carry all that.
Yeah, right. It's the one thing I never did, man. I don't carry nobody's equipment but my own.
Bro, you know, if you got any drummer, you ask them. The first few gigs you go to, you carry everything you got. But by the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th gig, You're down to 2 cymbals and a trap set.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder why the drummer. My drummer used to throw the sticks at me. I think that was because I never helped him out. So that's great. But you 3-piece and you're making a full sound out of it. It's great. I mean, you're a hell of a drummer.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for listening to our stuff. I appreciate that, sir.
Oh man, I can't stop. It's just in my head and soul. I love it. Oh, beautiful. Now we got one other person to pick on.
Oh yeah, Tim. You know.
Tim. All right. You there, Tim?
Hey, Al. Thanks for having us on the podcast.
I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, you gentlemen joining me today. We're getting you all over the world today, and we want everybody out in podcast land to check out Ryz N Soulz. Okay. Now I want to pick on you for a minute, Tim. Let's get you back to 15. What are you listening to?
That was just a few years ago for you.
That would have actually been
same stuff he's listening to now.
That would have actually been 7 years ago. I believe
7 years ago.
Yeah, I believe I was in my heavy metal phase back then.
You think?
But really can't remember specifically what I listened to. But I've back then I've already been listening to all kinds of music.
Right on. You're a hell of a guitar player, and I see a lot of different influences in your style there. Definitely. Now, you have to, being a 3-piece band, you each have to cover quite a bit on your parts, because I was in a 3-piece band. And you guys are doing a great job. I'm trying to fit a card between the notches, and I can't do it.
Thank you, Al. And I actually, when I was learning the set, when I was learning my sets, I had to mix in the solos with the rhythm and kind of make sure there's no gaps, kind of, combine the two guitars into one.
You only had 3.5 weeks to learn. I mean, plenty of time.
And I had to do it quick. Yes.
That's beautiful. Well, you're a hell of a shredder and guitar player. Now, I didn't quite see, but is that a Gibson you're playing? An Fender?
Oh no, it's actually an Epiphone, and
you got the Epiphone. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
I always wanted a specific Les Paul. You know, I did have one, but I bought it used, and I wasn't very satisfied with it.
Understand. I went through many guitars. It doesn't sound right, fit right. Get rid of it. Move on to the next one. Of course. So you're shredding it up.
It had a bit of a buzz problem. Couldn't get the action low.
No. I sound like my Kramer. Couldn't keep the damn thing in tune all the time. So, but you guys are having a lot of fun on stage, I see. And you said you've only been doing this for about 4 years.
What exactly?
The band has been together for about 4 years. Ryz N Soulz.
Now we just had our 1 year anniversary. With him being in the band. He's actually made it the longest any guitar player's ever made it with Ryz N Soulz. Thank you, brother.
Maybe I don't want to go down the road and ask what happened to the other ones.
Well, it was basically the slip knot. Then it was guitar players, you know.
There might be a few mentions. They're on the cover of a milk carton.
Yeah, we probably don't need to get deep in that.
Didn't quite stick around now.
It's funny. Oh man! Now, when you guys are jamming, and I'm watching Tim play, and he's ripping it up on the things, do you guys ever just stop playing and just let him go to town and let him do his thing?
I've been working on that. I've been telling Tim we need to have a part of the show where you just really exploit, especially with our original music, and lead it into like Chubby Hurricane. Just go off and then do whatever you do, man. Because you use the Floyd Rose and just wow, amazing thing.
Yeah,
and I love. You know, I throw a little bit of my my language into those solos of the cover songs. You know, I sometimes modify if they're not very iconic. You know, I'll modify the solos a little bit as I do it. You know, on the fly.
Okay, now, good deal. So everybody out in podcast land, this makes up Ryz N Soulz. Ryan, Tim, and George. Check them out. Gentlemen, tell me the platforms, how the people can find you and hear your music.
We're pretty much on every platform. We're on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, of course. And Deezer. I don't know. There's like 28 different platforms that our record label that we use, DistroKid, that launches us out. And they do a very fantastic job. We're putting us on all the platforms.
Good deal.
Obviously, YouTube.
Yeah.
And we also have RyzNSoulz.com.
Oh, good deal. So let me ask you this question. We're all just a little bit older. What do you think about all the platforms where back in the day we didn't have that stuff? We had to poster it. We had to get the cassettes or CDs out of the trunk. No.
Right. That was actually because we do all our own production, and I actually started out on a Tascam 4-track tape recorder.
Oh yes,
back.
That is getting right back there. Analog all the way. I love it. That's beautiful.
That was kind of where I started on learning how to mix and put vocals and instruments and everything in, and taking it to the stereo and take it to your car, put it in the tape deck when cars had tape decks. I had it was a 94 Ford Tempo. The T fell off of it, so it was an Impo.
Oh no. That's great.
And we'd take our tracks back then, and we'd record and then take them to the car and listen to them. Now it's all
What is it? Kind of cut out there, Ryan. You with me?
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So yeah, we would take now it's just you put it on the phone and you take it to the truck and Bluetooth it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And the platforms that's out there now, that's a band has to hire. I mean, realistically, to be true on it, you need to hire out something like that if you can afford to do it. If not, you just got to grunt, bear it, find the time, and try to work all the platforms that you can, and to be interactive as much as you can, and still live a regular life.
You try to, exactly. It's a little difficult when you're an entertainer to live a regular life.
Yeah. But yeah, we put our own Vivo videos together and do all our own editing and cutting, and
oh, nice.
We try to do the whole art of it, and try to be respectful to the art at the same time in our own way.
Sweet. I like that. Now, let's talk about singles and the CDs. What do we have out there as far as singles and CDs? Do we have any CDs?
We do not have CDs right now.
Okay.
We are working on our first album. It's going to be the Ryz N Soulz 3 Gen Nation album, which the 3 Gen Nation is, we're 3 generations from 3 different nations. George being the oldest member, I'm the middle member, and Tim being the youngest member. We're 3, and George being from Cuba, Tim's from Russia, I'm from America. I'm a minority in my own damn band.
I love that.
Me in high school, I had to take a semester of French and a semester of Spanish. I looked at the school counselor. I said, "Have you not looked at my English grade? What in the hell makes you think this is going to work out?" Now I'm learning Russian and Cuban Spanish is different than the Spanish we learned.
Oh, yeah, right. The only Spanish words I know are not the ones you can really say on air, unfortunately. Right. So now you say you're doing your own, you have your own home studio where you're putting your music together. Are you doing that?
Yes.
Or are you going, okay.
Yeah, normal people would have a living room with couches. We have a drum set, Marshall stack, bass amp. We use our QSC Touch Mix 30 for all our production, and Persona Studio.
You know, Al, what we'll do sometimes is Ryan will mix our stuff as we record it here at the home studio, and sometimes he'll pass me the rough tracks.
Yeah, I'll send him the blank tracks,
and sometimes I mix them. And after that, we compare both of our mixes and we
integrate.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Tim's going for sound engineering down here in Florida at a college.
You got some nice schools down there for that. Yes, good deal. Sound engineer. I love my sound engineers. It's a great job. Great. That's beautiful. Now, when you are recording, you're using probably mostly digital. Do you have any analog equipment to use?
We come directly out of our amps into the Marshall stack. It's all it's raw dog. I line out of my bass amp. I use a PV Max 300. And
great.
When we record, we're all playing together like back in the 70s, you know, when everybody came in the studio and played together.
Exactly. It's separate each other, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it's
our recordings.
I like that. Now, you say you've been playing out quite a bit throughout Florida and a few other states, keeping pretty busy. How many shows a month are you doing?
We're varying right now. Next month we have several shows coming up, and we're kind of using this time of not booking so many basically bar shows to focus more on our original. We have 2 more in the studio that we're getting ready to release and trying to get this album wrapped up and done. And so we always integrate our originals in our cover show when we have those. Big focus has been trying to really gear this business wise. Growing up in the family band, it was a hobby. I kind of went, let's go. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I have absolutely no experience in the industry itself and having connections or anything like that. So it's all, and really none of us do. So we're just we're winging it, and like little baby bird out here, we're just flapping our wings. There's time to stay in the air. Like a fat chicken dodgeball, just trying to stay in the game.
I like that. Well, that's why you're on the podcast, because you never know who's going to hear you, who might pick you up. You just don't know. Now, let me ask you this: if a label was to approach you, would you want to sign a label? Or you want to stay independent?
I really like our independent status that we have. I'm always open to offers.
Yeah,
right offers.
Definitely.
I'm allowed to, keep 100%, but they're like, hey, we can send it, make it more better. Hey, we're always game.
Right.
Yeah. But, I want to be able to be like Stevie Nicks and sell my songs for $100 million when I retire.
Right.
Right.
Very
and
nice.
Not Sony Records owning all of it.
Exactly.
I wish
not even, it could be any of them, not to single out. But
yeah, I know what you're saying. So yeah, some of the labels I know right now are doing kind of micro contracts, a year, 2 years, which you do 3 or 4 songs, and they're letting you keep your music, which is nice.
Yeah.
So definitely, that's great. Now, you getting out of Florida at all too? To other states and jamming?
That is something that we've definitely been looking at doing. We was actually talking with a gentleman recently that has relocated to Florida. Well, he's kind of all over the map, all the way up to West Virginia to his main home state, and talking with him and trying to get tours set up to go through the Midwest and all the way back down.
Yes. The logistics of putting a tour together.
Right. But we're always open to travel. It's this is what we do, and it's our life. We eat, sleep, and breathe it as much as possible.
Decent. I love it, man. I love it. And I noticed you got quite a few fans out there that are digging you and loving what you're doing. What do you think about that?
It's been really cool. On Spotify, our biggest we have 49 countries that have tuned into us around the world to Ryz N Soulz Spotify. And Finland happens to be number 1. And then the US, and then the United Kingdom. I'm like, am I seeing a UK tour going on here?
They'll eat you up. Oh, yes, UK is great.
I know America can step it up. I know I know the listeners out there today. We appreciate everybody tuning in. It's really cool.
Right. Well, I appreciate that.
Can we do it for out?
Good deal, man. When one of you has time, grab a piece of paper and a pencil, because I'm going to give you a little information when you're ready, okay?
Awesome.
So let's continue on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Ryz N Soulz, they spell it RYZ N Soulz, SOULZ. Check them out on a platform. You're going to dig what you see in here. Now, you guys do originals and you do covers, which is pretty beneficial because you can go anywhere and play.
Right. It
so
allows
now
us to be able to play the music that people have already made memories with, but then allow them to make memories with our music at a time.
Exactly. Now, the venues down in Florida, are there a lot of places for original music to be played, or is it mostly they want cover bands?
Most of the time, there's tribute bands. There's just the standard cover band. There are the venues that do exploit the original, and the turnout of that, we've done those a few times, and nothing pans out really of those that we've experienced in our time doing it. Because it's like a cover at the door. I'm like, well, who's going to pay money to come into your establishment of a band they haven't heard. Right? You know, it's kind of,
I know.
but the places
the
that we do play that have the cover bands are generally used to just cover bands. We come in, we do our originals, and it does send a impact to the people. We actually had a show here in our hometown of Okeechobee, bass capital of the world. Just got to throw that out there.
There you go. Okeechobee.
We do our Chobee Hurricane, which is a spinoff from Band of Heathens Hurricane.
Oh,
which we actually got the rights, the cover rights, and we contacted everybody we need to contact to make it legit.
There you go. You're right.
Do it right. And
do it the right way.
So, but we actually they was actually requesting Chobee Hurricane.
Really?
Before
it's a great song.
Before we was even ready to do it. Of course, you want to save your big song for the last song to hold everybody. But there were so many people. They're like, all right, we got to start the next set with this because there's so many people saying Chobee Hurricane, and it's like that's hard. It's very humbling to get when they're requesting your music, and of course, I changed it around to involve put out the Seminoles, the Seminole Indians that own the Hard Rock now. So.
Nice. Now, you just brought up one of the questions I have for all of you. When you're on stage and you're playing and you're looking out at the audience and they're singing your music, they're dancing, having a good time, how does it make your heart feel when you see that?
Oh, are you kidding? That's the ultimate high. That's the ultimate live performance is what it's all about, Al.
You got something out of all the guys went,
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. It stays with.
That's what it's all about, Al. There's nothing like live, buddy, where you're.
It hits the heart fillers.
Yeah, it's a contagious drive that just loops and loops and loops.
Drug.
It does. It stays with you, and it just brings a good smile to you. And it's nice knowing that you brought a big smile to them too, because they did an 8-10 hour shift.
When we're having a good time, everybody else is having a good time with us.
And that's what we want. That's the whole set. We got to set the energy for the room and set the energy because it gets contagious. And you just spreading the love.
Al, if I'm not dead tired at the end of the night, it's not a good thing.
You didn't put it all out on the stage. We're not worried about the world. We're not worried about a light bill. We're not worried about a mortgage. We're not worried about nothing going. There could be a nuclear bomb go off and we see a flash of light. We're like,
hey, part of the show.
Hey, it's all part of the show, folks. And we're going to play the end.
There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's talk about some of the music. I'm going to cover some of the cover songs and some of your originals and dig in all of it. Now, let's go to the originals. Let's just go to the Chobee Hurricane. I love that. I mean, it's mellow. It's nice. It's really groovy.
Thank you. Yeah, there's actually a one of our friends that's an old her family goes back in Okeechobee, and she's like, can you rewrite this song about Okeechobee? And which Hurricane, a Band of Heathens, has just hit a gold record a few months back. So I was like, so it was asked for us to do it, and I'm like, I think I can rewrite this and still use the same flow. I took the D chord out of it and just made it into and told Tim, I'm like, hey, go for it. And that's where he's using the Floyd Rose to make that airy sound of 30 miles in the Everglades. And he's bending those strings to just give that wild, that Osceola yell in the wind sound. That swamp.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So we kind of took it and made our own little deal with it. And Living on a Dream was actually a song that was brought to me from another artist that had played it in a band years ago.
I wanted to talk about that. Living on a Dream.
And so I took and I turned some of the words around and messed with it a little bit, added some things, took some things away, made it more relevant to myself. like there's a part in it said, I've never been to LA, but I damn sure been to Mexico. And that and that's absolutely true in my life. I've never been to LA, but we took a trip to Corpus Christi, Texas when I was a kid, and we ended up taking a drive to Mexico. And we got
why not? That's funny. Oh. Well, if you like chaos, if you like chaos, go to LA because there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh,
that's kind of how that come around, and I just revamped it, and I, added some riffs in it as far as vocally and things. Pretty much the music is pretty standard. We did our own recording of it, and
nice.
I'm like, nice. Yeah, I wanted to keep the song because it's an awesome song, and Tim does an awesome job ripping on the guitar.
Oh yeah, Tim. Now this other song, "No More Heroes." I like that.
Thank you. That goes back to, we want to take a time capsule back to when I was 24 years old. I had a girlfriend that went home to the county fair over in Ohio, and she never came back.
Drum roll.
Oh no! Oh, here we go. There we go.
They got Heller County fairs in Ohio.
She did come back.
Rob actually, he's like, man, I'm playing with this band. There's kind of this beat and this thing going on, and it's actually a song that I've been working on. And we finally, my brother Rob is actually the drummer on No More Heroes.
Okay.
But not George.
Not George.
And I did not do the mix for No More Heroes. It was actually a guitar player, as we have talked about before, guitar players that did the mix.
You get them to mix it and you get rid of them. No, I'm just kidding.
We actually put that out to be in the Okeechobee Music Festival. And it was a big rush to get because we was trying to get a spot to build, which the Okeechobee Music Festival is a big worldwide festival that happens. It's like a Woodstock. And it's
nice.
Open a big field. They put like 3 stages up, and it's all these modern day hippies, and it's a really cool event that happens in Okeechobee. Look up the Okeechobee Music Festival. Really cool event.
I think festivals are awesome. They're great to play. The people are just great,
Yeah. So that's kind of where No More Heroes come from, and we sat down and we worked on it. And then I exposed George to it, and we all worked together really to make that happen. And it was a pleasure being able to have my brother Rob to do the drums on that. And George does a fantastic job at the live shows covering my brother's work.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Now let's talk about a few of the cover songs. There's one song particularly that you play that I played back in the day when I played, and I still play it in the dark, not having to look at the guitar, and it brings me down. And that would be House of the Rising Sun.
Yes. Yeah, we make our own.
Yeah, isn't it great? I love it. Do it your own way. You do a great job of it in your rendition of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
House of the Ryz N Soulz.
There you go. I love it, man. It brings back some good memories. And of course, playing some Bad Company, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to have that.
Johnny.
Yeah. Well,
Johnny.
Johnny
was a schoolboy.
Right. Yes, indeed. And then we got Born to Be Wild. Ooh.
Oh, Steppenwolf, man. Hell yes.
You are tearing it up. I'm loving this.
Waiting to get the chopper.
Yeah, you gotta have a chopper. That's wonderful. Now, the original music, who's doing the writing and bringing it to the band, or how's this work?
I do a lot of the writing. Our manager, which happens to be Catherine Martin, my wife, also helps with some of the writing, and George has actually got a song that he's put together.
Okay.
Tim got a song put together, but he's gonna have to sing because it's in Russian.
There we go. Russian. I love it.
8675309 in Russian.
There we go. Don't give up my number, guys. That's great. I love it.
But you know, there is not a song in Russian. It was a joke, but we wrote all three of us. We wrote a song called Seminole Land.
Like till the end, we let the Seminoles name it.
Yeah,
I wrote the riff for that one.
Okay, that's incredible.
And also on Take My Hand. These are two songs that we have not released yet that that we actually play out on stage, but we have not released out.
All right.
Right.
Good deal. Good deal. So we talked about an album coming out. Do we have a ETA about when we might try to put that together?
How long is it going to take to get the damn album out, guys? I got the studio. I'm just saying, it's all up to their asses to be here.
Right. There you go. That's how it works. Oh, I love it, guys.
Summer of 24.
Summer of 24.
We should have it mastered out.
That's great. Everybody on podcast land, you got to check out Ryz N Soulz. These guys rock and kick ass. You really do. Now I got some general questions I want to ask you here. All right. What's the first one I'm going to shoot at you? This one right here. You're on the stage. Who would you want to share the stage with? Someone famous.
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. Would you really?
Straight up. Or John Cougar.
Or John Cougar. One of my good friends is Robin Robbins.
He actually, John Cougar used my brother's Coke machine, the International Coke machine, in the music video for Little Pink Houses.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
My mom's side is actually from Little York, Indiana. And Mom used to go out and see John before he was even John.
John. Right before anything, right?
Right, before it was anything, yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm good friends with Robin Robbins, the keyboard player for Bob Seger, and
nice.
I book him shows, and he's a recording engineer now, so I go to the studio once in a while and work with him. But great people, and the stories I wish I could tell you over the air, but maybe off air I can.
Another conversation.
Oh yeah, so we got Seger and stuff. All right. Okay. Now, there's many stages out there in this world. Give me 2 stages anywhere in the world that you'd like to perform on.
Well, we went to Coral Sky, and I said, how many tickets do we got to buy to come and check out Coral Sky, which is down here before we're actually on the stage? I go to places, and I'm like, all right, so what does it take to get on the stage? And the other one is, what is it overseas, over in Europe? Liz knows it. It's the fantasy.
No, it's Rock Am Ring is a good one. Rock Am Ring.
So many.
Yeah.
So many stages out there.
Neverland. Something like that. It's a really neat stage. It's actually overseas. They actually have like holograph images and stuff throughout the crowd. Of the stage instead of just the projector screen.
You're really teching it up.
Yeah, it's total teched up.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Very neat stage. One of the most progressive stages. Oh, and the Sphere in Las Vegas. Let's go.
Las Vegas. Oh, that'd be great.
Let's do it. That's it. Dude, they got 150,000 speakers in that.
We're not telling you.
Oh, plug it. Oh, don't let Tim plug in. Don't let. Oh my God.
I want him to. I said, let him plug into it. I said, them got to be Bluetooth speakers because there's no way you could run all that cordage.
Miles and miles of cords. Oh my gosh.
It's the Sphere has taken the stage, and instead of the light show, now it's a projection show. Totally different angle of the stage that we're used to. My first concert, other than the Kentucky Hedge Hunters in the parking lot at Boot Country in Anderson, Indiana, I swear to God, the Pink Floyd. That's where I actually run the lights for our stage. I have a little original guitar player, Brooks and Dunn, taught me how to make push buttons for my lights so I can control the lights during the show and give somewhat of a choreographed light show for our stage and set the mood for the song.
Good deal. That's great. You definitely always are learning in this business, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, learning how to play, sing, and step on buttons. And run sound.
And run sound. And in my position, pull some knives out of my back because there's a lot of idiots out there.
I do thank God I got the QSC. I'm able to program for every venue so that when we play a venue and we got it homed in, set that as a preset and let her go. Hey, we cue it up every time and we know that we're going to be on the spot for every venue.
Nice. Okay. Well, we're running at 45 minutes, almost 46. I'm going to try to push it a few more minutes on you guys here. If we get disconnected, I'll wrap up the show or I'll send you the link and we'll finish it up. All right.
All right.
So, I want to continue here. So everybody on the podcast, like I said, get on your platforms, computers, your phones, stone tablet. Ryz N Soulz, you got to check these guys out, man. They are tearing it up. You guys are unbelievable. Any endorsements?
We are working on a couple string endorsements. We've been trying out strings from Blue Magic. They make the Blue Balls strings. And we also have just our show at the theater. Tim and I changed our strings to DR. They sent us a care package. I actually got the drop down tuning because we do play a step down, and Tim got a set.
I got a set of dime bag deals, 10 to 40.
Dime bags, yeah.
They last a long time. Very
and the DDTs, I can say I noticed a tone difference when both of us had the DRs because we have both played with the Blue Balls and the DRs, and kind of giving my hidden spectrum on it because I haven't done the whole review, but man, the DRs sound sweet together, man.
Nice. I like it. Oh, that's wonderful, man.
And we're both active. Yeah. That's
I hope you get some more endorsements, definitely, because you guys deserve it. You're
hard working on that. There's actually a vodka, which I figured Tim, being Russian, would like the vodka. And it's actually a
rockin' vodka. Rockin' vodka.
But it's actually, what is it? Ryz?
Ryz, RYZ.
RYZ.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool.
I'm like, wow, that would be our computer. We use a Ryzen 7 processor in our computer. Actually, my brother Rob that plays.
Yeah. You still there? Well, running at 40 minutes.
You there?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Yeah. We use a Ryzen 7 processor in our PC, and that we use for our mixes and our videos and everything. And
nice, guys. Nice. Well, again, tell everybody out in podcast land how they can find your music and where they can get your merch and know where you're playing.
You can come on over to ryzensoulz.com. We have t-shirts for sale, beer koozies for sale on our website. We do have a full e-commerce page. You can also find us out there on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, _, between the M underscore with the N, and Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. I don't know. And also, basically any platform that you stream music on, we're going to be on that too.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That takes a lot of work.
Sung out.
That's great, guys. Well, we're at 50 minutes, guys. And I could continue talking to you for another hour, but we're going to have to cut it. We're going to probably do another show, okay? But
be awesome. We'd love to be back. Hopefully we'll have a rock and roll story of a tour to tell.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to ask you one question before we get out of here. Most memorable gig you've done so far?
Most memorable gig that we've done so far.
Yeah.
Oh, the most memorable.
I really like the Prairie.
Good memory or bad memory?
Well, we got BC down in Big Cypress on the res.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
Riverside is always awesome.
Right.
Oh, Riverside Theater in Vero Beach.
Riverside's
Always awesome.
Always great people. They love us. We're a 5-star band there.
Yeah, they do consider
They
us.
love us.
They don't know us. If they knew us, then we wouldn't be 5 stars. It'd be like GTA 5, bitch. It'd be like 5 red stars.
Right. That's great.
Everything's coming at us. Military and all.
Riverside. And I'll be honest with you too, Al. I find a lot of the smaller venues very humbling when the people are right there in front of you. The big stage is nice, but we played the Eagles. We played the Eagles a couple of weeks ago, and they are just they're just great people, man. They make it so different when the crowd is participating and they're singing and dancing. That's what makes a show. I don't care how big the stage is. If the people are there and they're dancing, that's the best show.
That's about what the heart's about, and making their heart even bigger too. And one of
my favorite shows I ever did was I was probably about 12 years old with my dad and my brothers, and we used to do the United Way kickoff every year for the UAW. And Governor Evan Bayh flew in on his helicopter, and we took Johnny Be Good and turned it into Evan Be Good.
That is beautiful. I love it, my guy. That's
great. Back in the day. So
that's back in the day, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, Ryz N Soulz is in the house today on the No Cover TV podcast. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having us, Big Al.
Al, you got another follower here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Hit that follow button. I need more followers, definitely. So, what I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to shoot it out there around the world so everybody can take a listen. And then they can listen to your music. Okay, not a problem.
Happy holidays, buddy.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes, and you too. You guys have a good holiday. Be safe, all right?
Yes, sir.
You need anything? You got any questions? Feel free to call me anytime. Get a hold of me. You're part of the No Cover TV family now.
Awesome.
Thank you. You're souls.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. So you need anything? I actually wrote a book about questions that need to be answered if you got them. So yeah, we'll talk about that later on. So everybody out there, podcast land, Ryz N Soulz, check them out. Gentlemen, thank you so much. This is your show. How do you want to end it? You got people you want to thank, or what do you want to say?
Everybody, thank you.
I want to thank especially my mom.
There you go.
My mom's been one of my biggest supporters, and my wife have totally supported this. And I want to thank my band, George and Tim, for backing me and being there every time.
All right.
Awesome group of guys.
Thanks to my wife and my daughter for putting up with all my drums at home. Boy.
There we go. All right,
I got to talk to you, milk it down.
All right, guys, we're going to head out. Ryz N Soulz is in the house. Check them out on the platforms. They're going to be back on the show very soon. Guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to talk to you very soon. I'm going to send this out, and I'll let you know in just a little bit. All right?
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Not a problem. When I'm in Florida, I'm going to look you up. All right? Good deal. All right, gentlemen. I will talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody out in podcast land, for checking out the No Cover TV podcast. Hey, check out Ryz N Soulz. Great band, great guys. So we're out of here. Have a good one. It's Big Al, your host. Peace.
Oh, we have to suck his dick.